first review for Final Fantasy 13. Ooh, that was 14, 13. Okay, it's probably one of the best Final Fantasies I've played in quite some time. 10 was, and then 12 was, I don't think people even remember that game. And 11 is online, so unless you're an online nutcase, you're not going to really be able to have too much fun with that game. So now they finally have one on PS3 and Xbox. So you Xbox lovers, you finally got a Final Fantasy. They'll probably get plenty more with. So, but anyway, getting into the game itself. The game is exceptional, I would say. Out of all the videos and all the reviews I've seen for the game, all the reviews pretty much say the same thing. This game is a masterpiece. It's incredible. The game is about this young lady named Lightning who's an ex-soldier, and I guess she's on type of sort of resistance type of thing in the beginning. And then in a really crazy, weird way, all the characters kind of come together, and they found out that they're all for a common purpose, to stop this evil society, fascist government, whatever.
Do be careful with those. For every task, there's a perfect tool.
I won't give too much away for the story. I'm going to go more into the depth of the gameplay and mechanics and all things like that. Pretty much, if you play Final Fantasy X2, it's pretty similar to that. It's a lot faster. They've added extra features and like this new system they have called the stagger meter, which is basically you have to use for every fight that you're in, pretty much, because without staggering the opponent or enemy, you're not going to be able to kill them as fast as you would like to. The stagger meter works differently for every single enemy. It's a different difficulty level, I guess you would say, for each enemy. Certain monsters don't need that much to get staggered. Others need a lot more, like a lot. So yeah, the stagger meter pretty much, once they get to a certain point of getting hit so many times in succession, then it goes to a stagger mode, which lets you pretty much take advantage of the enemy and take way more damage, which is what you need to do to kill all the enemies, and especially the boss fights. The boss fights take a while if you don't stagger them. So yeah, you're gonna have to get used to the stagger meter. You're gonna have to learn how to stagger every monster, especially the bosses, in order to defeat them. And they have a grade system too. In the beginning, you're thinking, okay, it's easy, get 5 stars. But then as you progress, you find out that it's not exactly easy to get 5 stars anymore. It actually takes time, and most of the time you're going to be trying to get a preemptive strike on them in order to get their stagger meter up to kill them really easily. So with that, they have the job system back, kinda. It's more of a role, I guess you would say, because you can't control all 3 characters at the same time while you're fighting, so you have to give them specific roles for them to take on so that they fight without you having to command them, pretty much. There's 6 different ones. There's the Commando, there's the Ravager, which is pretty much your black mage. He does all the black mage attacks and stuff like that. Then there's your Sentinel, which is kind of like your defender, knight. They pretty much take damage. They use cover and stuff like that. Then there's your Synergist, who uses status upgrades. And then there's the Saboteur, I guess that's how you pronounce it. They use status downgrades. And then there's the, I'm forgetting one. Oh, the Medic, which of course is like your white mage, does all your healing and stuff like that. So they break those up for each character, and you can pretty much, when you start the game off, you get a few of them you actually can use, and then as you progress, you have to be able to use all 6 of them for each character. And certain characters use certain ones better than other ones, so you'll learn that certain characters are going to be useful for certain battles, and certain ones won't be as useful with all the battles until towards the end of the game, when you actually level up all of them. Then you'll be able to use any character you like. And then there's the summon system, which is just like on 12, where the summon pops out, and then all of your teammates are gone, and it's just you and your summon, and you're fighting together. So when they come out, you get to do all special attacks, blah blah blah. Then it goes to a secondary mode, which is, I guess it's assault mode. I guess that's what I want to call it. Anyway, so when you're in that mode, you pretty much, the summon turns to a vehicle, and you pretty much use them to attack. And then after a certain amount of time passes up, you get to use your final, I guess, overdrive or limit break, or whatever you want to call it, and that's the end of your summon for the day. And you can only use the summon for your main character. So whoever's your main character you're controlling, you use their summon. Each character has their own summon to utilize. So if you like a certain summon, it would be, only way you can use them is if you have that character as your main character, I guess you could say. So that's pretty much the battle system. They've had a lot of little elements to each one. As far as, they made it more combo based, so like with the Ravager and the Commando, they have more combos. So each one, with the active time battle system now, each attack takes a certain bar, I would say. Yeah, and then there's the weapons and upgrading system, and the fact there's a few things about the game that may make people a little like, I don't know how I feel about this new system, because there are no towns per se. There are cities and locations, but there are no like, okay, I'm gonna go to this town, go to weapon shop, item shop, accessory shop, magic shop, blah blah blah. There aren't any of those, so all of your, I guess you can say, upgrading as far as weapons, items, and things like that will be done via the save point.